It's almost time to call it a day, but before that, the spicy segment of the Capital Forum is coming to you next, and that is Chit Chat with Manoj. Mr. Manoj Singh is the founder and director of the Chit Chat series. He is also a well-known CEO of Caesar Productions. Caesar Productions will be heading the DC South Asian Film Festival in the next couple of weeks. For details, please stay tuned to GTV. Today, Mr. Singh is going to talk to us about academic stress. Speaking of academic stress, many of us will be returning to school in the next couple of days. We wish you much luck. To begin with, life is stressful in every facet. To prolong life, we should all avoid harmful effects of stress. Many questions go unanswered. There are stress management centers to help reduce stress. One can learn about stress management and avoid post-traumatic stress disorder and its effects on the body and the mind. Rather than pulling hair out of your head, one can consult a stress psychologist. A typical and a common stress among students is termed as academic stress. On this coming set, Mr. Singh has invited Mrs. Sangeeta Mehra, a psychotherapist, and Mrs. Anu Gupta, a chemistry teacher, to talk to us about academic stress.
Welcome to Chit Chat with Manoj. I'm Manoj Singh. Hello, Adab, Namaste. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic, academic stress. And joining me for this discussion on my left, welcome to both of you again to my studios, Sangeeta Mehra. She is a well-known psychotherapist. On my right, a recognized chemistry school teacher at Montgomery County Schools, Anu Gupta.
Thank you, Manoj.
So let's start with the basic, and this question is for Sangeeta, is what is academic stress?
Academic stress, Manoj, simply put, is striving for excellence, whether it's perceived by the individual or by the parent or society, and the effects of that is physiological and psychological. And we're talking about academics specifically, so some of these children, when they start to feel that stress, it's a physiological response, the headaches, the stomach aches, the anxiety, not wanting to go to school, all those are, real stresses they feel. And then the psychological effects of that, start to come into force because of all these feelings that they get.
Yes.
So I want to continue with that effects.
So, like what Sangeeta said, it is a physiological and a psychological response. So I would say it's a self-manufactured response. It can be due to the need of perfection. It can be because of excellence, like what she said, academic excellence in grades, tough course load, sports, or even parental pressure.
So Anu, what strategies these school and colleges are using to deal with academic stress?
Yes, thank you, Manoj, for again asking this question. And we all should know what all the school systems they follow to reduce the academic stress. The curriculum is revisited, it is reevaluated continuously all the time. The teachers, they change their strategies all the time during the classroom, in and out. The tutorial sessions are available for the students for help. There is what we call as a homework club available for resources. We create, we call as the peer study groups that can help each other. And with all this electronic media available to us, we highly recommend our students to FaceTime each other and help each other out. The counselors, the practices are constantly modified. The administrations, they have honor codes for the different tough courses. The assessment policies are always revisited. The grading policies are again revisited and made sure that everybody gets the support and stress is relieved. Also, the students with the 504 and the IEP plans, they are constantly revisited and made sure that the students get the required accommodations. So with all these things and all what we always ask when we start the sessions, that what else can be done for the student to help them out. The teachers and the school-wide, what we do is we spread out the assignments in the school calendar, so that the student is not stressed with like 2 major projects or the test on a day.
So Anu, I wanted to add to that. There is that resource also, Edline, isn't there, that the
Yeah.
school system puts out, where the parents can monitor the child's progress as assignment goes through, the grades are put up. However, I think sometimes parents feel they pick up on, oh, you got a C, instead of actually looking at the overall average, because some grades may not be in yet. So keeping that open communication with the child, what it is that your grades mean, and helping the child succeed and getting those assignments in. There's also a resource teacher. It's actually a class that they have in the school system, where they assign the child a resource class where they get their homework done, get all the help they needed. And then, of course, there's the mental health professional that can play a huge part in that, and allow the parent and the teacher and the school system to collaborate and talk about what it is that the child needs to succeed.
Well, I went to college here, and I remember that we had to go to a counselor first to plan out our next semester, to register for classes, because they had to give their approval. So they look at your academic grades from the last semester. They also look at your workload. What are you doing? Are you all working and studying, or you're just studying? And based on that, in fact, they even recommend that average for a semester should not be more than 12 to 15 credits. But a lot of students take more than that and then land up dropping out. So I think the help is available out there. Now, let me ask you a question. Do South Asian parents or children have more academic stress because of high expectations?
See, what we have seen is, and we all feel, that the South Asian parents, the highlight is the students or the child's academic excellence. They feel very pride, and every parent would. But we have also seen that we are lagging, US is lagging in math scores. But we need to really see where all the innovation and creativeness is coming from. We can't ignore Facebook. That has changed the outlook of the world. So we, as nowadays, and what the parents should also feel, is not doing busy work. The laws are already there. The laws of chemistry are there, math, physics, everything is there. The application aspect need to be understood by the parents. That's very, very important.
You want
So,
to add, Sangeeta?
I would like to add that there is Howard, I don't know if you're familiar with Dr. Howard Gardner. He coined the phrase multiple intelligence, and what he found that children have multiple intelligence, such as music, kinetic, which is the movement, sports, spatial intelligence, and we should really nurture each one of those. And Asian parents, and rightly so, because of the competition that is out there. However, they tend to focus on academic alone, forgetting that the well-rounded child is going to succeed. We could have 2 PhD candidates applying for a job, equally intelligent, equally well-versed in their profession. However, if they don't have that well-rounded personality and education, one will succeed at that interview and the other will not. So helping the child prepare for a well-rounded resume, not focused on academics alone, we know that that person has a good chance of succeeding in life.
Yeah, I agree. Now, what advice do you have for parents?
So the parents, every parent know their child. And my advice is, as I'm being a parent and a teacher, is that know your child. You should not live your dreams through the child. The child should follow the passions. And we all know that the performance is the best when the passion is followed. So if the child is becoming a doctor, we should know what reasons are there behind the child becoming a doctor. Was he really intended to, or was it like forced by some external criteria from by the parents? So I would suggest that the parents should talk to the child, and as Sangeeta mentioned, it's the overall student's personality that needs to develop.
I want to have a two-part questions for you for that. One is the parents, what can parents do, and what are the psychological impact?
Well, the psychological impacts of stress is foremost of the physiological. We see the stomach aches, the headaches, the nausea, feeling of BOD, again, this better off dead, not being able to face society because they are not achieving as much as the expectations are of them. And then the psychological is, again, anxiety, severe depression, suicide. We've seen so many. I mean, we hear, very large academics institutes like IIT, MIT, where academic stress is so high, even at that age, that there is a very large number of students that commit suicide. There was actually a study done by Harvard University where they had undergraduate students studying for a GRE. They gave them a practice test. And what they told them was on the sheet of paper that we understand that people who have anxiety actually perform well in a test. So a little anxiety is good. And what they found at the end of that result is students did much better performance on their previous practice test on that particular test because it was recognized by others and society and people of higher learning that academic stress is real. It's not something that, parents will feel you're lazy, you don't want to study, you'd rather play games. Also, I want to really, really emphasize how play is so important. Sometimes parents, Asian parents especially, say, oh, you have the assignment due, you can't, watch TV or you can't play your game. What we understand is that playing board games, chess, Jenga, are hugely important for these because they teach analytical skills, they teach strength building skills. So we really understand and admire those parents who can encourage that overall well-rounded.
Yeah, what I will add on to that is it has been researched and found that the students with a higher grade point average, they carry this unhealthy load of academic stress. And in school, what we have seen is situations of complete blackout, like shutdown. I don't know anything. It is definitely it hampers their academic learning and definitely takes a toll on their health and well-being.
I mean, I agree with both of you on the points you have made because I've gone through it. I mean, all of us were students at some one point and in school and college, and I've experienced academic stress. I can understand. And does education system or our social environment contributes to this?
Actually, it kind of and it kind of not. So there are some external factors that are again built by the students themselves, which the main thing is procrastination. That you wait till the last minute to finish an assignment, and then at the end you build up the stress. But again, the school system, they're not ignoring this policy, the academic stress. They are constantly revisiting the curriculum, and what we call now is they are making the assignments which we call as a project-based learning, PBLs. It is not a rote, that nobody is required to memorize the entire periodic table. The assignments are built in such a manner that the skills are tested for the application aspect, not the busy work for the child. There's a lot of technology that is incorporated in the lessons these days. We are aware of Google Chrome that is introduced in the classroom, where the whole entire classroom, they can annotate the text, the feedback given to the students from the teacher and the students in the classroom. There is also like different sites that we use as teachers, Socrative.com and Poll, where we get the instant feedback, and the students, they help each other to learn. So,
And Anu, I just wanted to kind of wrap up with that and say that the standardized testing, needs to be reevaluated, because that is the biggest stress. It's performing against, across the national, international rates, and that puts immense stress on the individual. I
and
think
do
that's
not forget
important.
the homework policies that we revisit all the time.
Yeah.
We are changing, and that's why the project-based learning is very important and will definitely address academic stress. That's what Sangeeta said.
Thank you, both of us. And now we're going to wrap up. Talk to your children, recognize it before it's too late. Let your children have a well-balanced life. If he wants, if he wants to be a doctor, hopefully it is for the right reason. And allow them to pursue their passion, like Anu mentioned. Thank you all. Have a good day. All the best, and goodbye.
Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you.